Appreciate that. So now we would welcome you again to the concert. Sit back, enjoy this beautiful time this evening, and would like to introduce Thomas Wilson.
Good evening and welcome. It is a great day for the Chamber Orchestra. Most people are aware that the orchestra exists and that we're doing some great work in the community. Most don't know that we've been doing this for over 30 years. This orchestra has been around. Kind of impressive. And tonight we are announcing season 34. A while back earlier in the season, I mentioned about how in the 1950s, that's the first time we heard the dread cry of the so-called aging orchestra audience and how they would all disappear and how that was ridiculous. Now, the Chicago Symphony surveyed its audience in the 50s, and well, the average age was about 45, 50, and they did it in the 80s when they were at the pinnacle of the orchestral world, and it was impossible to get tickets for their concerts, and it was about 45, 50 years old. People come to music when they're ready. Another interesting thing happened in the 50s. With the rise of the recording industry and the LP, the repertoire began to narrow somewhat. We had this first concept of sort of the standard repertoire that would be pretty much the same worldwide. Before then, programming tended to be more local. And that started to get a little bit out of hand. In the 1970s, another experiment happened. It was in the Louisville Orchestra. Their ticket sales waning, they decided to put together a season by surveying their audience. Simply said, okay, you tell us what you want to hear. Just put your list, and we'll put them all together. And whatever it is, we're going to put them together in some programs, and there's your season. Well, you probably already know as well as I do what happened. Ticket sales, both subscriptions and single ticket sales, went down, not up, because there's no sense of adventure. Most of those folks probably looked at and said, well, the orchestra's played all these things pretty recently, and I have perfectly serviceable recordings of them on my shelf. It's over before it starts. And so it didn't work. Here at the Chamber Orchestra, we've got a different concept in mind. We are always listening to our audience. We're always keeping track of what you want to hear. But we know that part of the job for us is to be sort of shamans in the music world. We've been around a little bit more. We know what's out there, and we want to bring you new exciting music all the time. So we have, if you look at the 34th season, we have a great mix of familiar works by big-name composers, but we also have a lot of new music. We're going to be kicking off with another organ spectacular concert at First United Methodist Church, something that's become a real favorite among our audience members. And we are also going to do one program in the new Ent Center at UCCS. It's actually before the official grand opening, so you get to hear it first. It's going to be the first really great orchestral concert in that space. And we're going to do that as collaborators-in-chief with Colorado Vocal Arts Ensemble and the Colorado Springs Chorale. And on the rest of the season, we have some really interesting new music. One of the things that I like the most is going to be a world premiere by Ingrid Stolzel. We played one of her other pieces a few years ago. Magnificent composer. And we are ending the season with another wonderful woman composer, Amy Beach, her Gaelic Symphony, which is one of the most overlooked gems, and it is just an amazing piece of music. We're going to have top flight soloist Kensuke Oda on piano is probably one of my favorites in that mix, and you're just going to have a great time with this next season. So if you have not subscribed yet, now is the time. It is truly priceless music at the best price in town. So tonight's program, also a sense of adventure. We have some Vivaldi and we have some Bach, fairly familiar composers. We also have Geminiani and Hinastera. Maybe not so well known, but you're going to love them. And it's an interesting night for me. Tonight, I'm less a conductor, more an accompanist. I only have two movements, two little things in the whole program where I get to truly take over and do what I want. The rest of the time, we have soloists all the time. And so we're going to have this wonderful Vivaldi double cello concerto, Bach's Brandenburg Concerto No. 5, solo flute, solo violin, harpsichord, and then we're going to have, on the second half, a concerto grosso, 3 soloists within the orchestra, and the Hina it just features one principal soloist after another through all the movements, and I get 2 little movements where there's no soloist, and I get to actually be king for just a little while. So it's a very unusual program for us, and I hope you'll have a great time. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank